welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Nicole. I'm a 33-year-old cash budgeter in Virginia. I am currently on a journey to reduce my debt as well as be more financially stable. Today we're going to be looking at our March overview for our bills to figure out what bills need to be paid on what paychecks because we are not a month ahead. And then we also are going to be looking at this last pay period's check-in to see how we did with our spending and take a look at our upcoming payday. So lots to do. First thing we're going to do is let's move my little book aside, and we need to look at March because this pay period is technically going to be the calendar wise the last paycheck of February, but it's actually our first paycheck of March. So first things first, let's see. So we started off with this orange color. So let me highlight the rest of this pay period through the 11th. Okay, so this orange color is what we're going to be looking at. So the first thing we need to do is figure out from the 26th from February what is still going to be due. So we're going to look at subscriptions. And I normally have this page kind of pre-filled out if I want to film these videos, but I did not have a chance to do that yet. So we're just going to quickly fill it out. So please excuse my handwriting. We also are going to have my student loan that we will forever be paying on, it seems like. And this bill right here that says Charlotte, that's my daughter, that's just a reminder that her auto withdrawal into her high yield savings account happens. But for some reason that actually took out on the 24th this time. So I may need to switch her to the 24th just to make sure. So we don't need to worry about that. And then we are going to be paying, or let's not worry about mortgage yet because we're not into March. Flex is a debt that we have. It's a flex line of credit that we have through our bank. We took that out to do some things to our house that we are paying back. I actually really love the idea of the flex line, the whole gist of it, like the payment and everything. And we can just pay it and use it as needed. Okay, let's look at March. We are going to be doing the utilities. So Apple Kindle as a subscription. The cap number 1 is my husband's credit card. We have our Costco City card, and then my Capital One card. This Capital One card was the very first credit card I ever got at the age of 18. Crazy. And I totally skipped over mortgage. We do need to pay mortgage. I said I'd come back to it and then realized I just have it written as halves. So that's going to be my first goal, is to get a month ahead on our mortgage soon. And then we have our HVAC payment because this past summer we had to get a whole new HVAC system unexpectedly, which was not fun. So we are making payments on that for now until we can figure that out. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's all of our written out bills. It doesn't look like a lot written down like this, but there are expensive bills. So, oh my gosh, where's February? Okay, so subscriptions, this is what we're going to do. Excuse my reach. Sorry for that bump. Someone was calling me and I wanted it to go away. Okay, let me see. Let me make sure. Let's scoot this over so we can see everything. Okay. Possibly. Subscriptions, we have HBO, which is $2.99. We have Disney, which I think is $19.99. They keep changing it. Apple, this is just some storage, and then my Kindle Unlimited. So $37.96. So we're going to say $38 will be for this paycheck. My student loan is $66. The flex line is $450. Our cell phone bill is actually driving me nuts because they messed up. Um, I think it's going to be 150. I'll have to double check that. And then our utilities, I forgot to add those up. So let me pause real quick. All right, I just went and looked at all of my utility statements, but I was missing one, so we're going to estimate, and it looks like our utilities are going to be around $315. That might be a little bit off, like I said. My husband's credit card, we're going to pay 150. The city card, what did we pay last time on the city card? Goodness, I thought I was prepared for this video, but I feel like I'm not. See, I think it's 150 again, and then 105 for mine. Our mortgage is 1225. Our HVAC payment is 127, and our Wi-Fi is 90. Okay, so those are our estimates of our bills for this pay period. Like I said, it's pretty much all of our bills, or all of our, it actually is. It's all of our bills, but not all of our debt. So 2866 is what we have due for this pay period. So now we're going to take this and we're going to put it into our paycheck breakdown. And this is the 26th of February through the 11th of March. So again, we're just going to write these down. Okay, hopefully I remember to speed you guys up through that for um, during editing. Ouch, I just scratched my face. Okay, so all of that was 2866. So now let's look in our bills binder, and we're going to see what we have pulled from the last pay period, because our pay periods, the way our bills hit, is way off balance. So I try and pull money, and it looks like we have quite a bit. So let's make a note for what my husband's paycheck is going to be, and then what our bills sinking fund left us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, 60, 75, 6, 7. Was that 977? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, 75, 75, 76, 77. Okay, so 977 is in our bills sinking fund. Weird amount. So we have that. I don't know what my husband's paycheck is yet, so we're just going to kind of figure out what we are going to need from there. So our cash envelopes, this is where our weekly check-in is going to come into play. So let's scoot this right there. And our weekly check-in. So for this past pay period, we are going to be looking at these numbers right down here. Let me zoom you in a little bit, maybe. And okay, so these numbers down here are the main areas where we tend to spend money. So we use a payback method for a lot of our our expenses, which basically means I use a credit card to pay for the groceries and sometimes our gas and stuff like that, and then I pay it back. If you're new to the channel and you've never seen how I do this, I do an unstuffing. I do plan to be filming those a little more consistently soon and like get on a better routine, but we shall see. So grocery is going to be the first one we start with, and we spent $418 for grocery. Now, I do know we still have a deficit in our grocery expenses envelope. Um, so we definitely need to put in a lot. Why is this so high? Oh, because normally we spend about $350 every 2 weeks on groceries and household items, but it was a little higher this week or this pay period. We went to Costco. We did Costco and Sam's Club, but when we went to Costco, we bought a few extra things. Um, and we had, my goal is to only go to Costco hopefully once a month versus twice a month. Um, so we did double up on a few things, so it was a little bit more expensive. So the other thing we're going to look at is gas, which we spent $84 last pay period. So I want to go ahead and just budget 90, I think. That way we have a little bit of wiggle room with our gas. And then eating out is where it gets tricky. So I have three different categories here. It's our food, which is our eating out category, and then my husband and myself, and then those individual purchases, and then I have the total. So our total spending was $237.52. Um, and unfortunately, I'm almost positive all of that was on food. I know. So if we add what we spent on groceries and what we spent on eating out, we spent $655 on food. Oy. This number is quite a bit higher than it normally is. We typically budget, or I would have been budgeting 225 for our eating out, so we did go over that. But I really want us to cut back, my husband especially, and it's been a bad pay period for our meals at home. We definitely were eating out a little bit more than together as a family than we had been. So we definitely need to take a look at that. So I would rather our individual spending stay the same, but then our together as a family meals go down, which I know is predominantly my responsibility. Um, so looking at that, let's just we'll do the 120 for our eating out. And then my husband, let's see. Normally we both get $25, which is 170. So let's see. Let's do 40 for my husband because he does spend more than me. And then I will just give myself, I'll keep mine the same at 25 for now. Okay. We'll see how this works. So my plan is I want to use those numbers that we got through our weekly check-in. I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. That we use from our weekly check-in to help me determine what I want these numbers to be as far as our cash envelopes. So since I don't know what my husband's paycheck is yet, I can't really fill any more of this out, but we are going to go ahead and finish planning out our March bills. Let's go ahead and get those set up for the rest of the month. So what we're going to do is we stopped here at Wi-Fi, and then let's continue. So we have a Lowe's credit card, unfortunately, that we've had forever. Bay is another credit card. Ashley is a new debt because we did go ahead and purchase some new living room furniture, and we did do their finance plan so that we can make payments on it, but it's zero interest. So we did it when we bought with we typically do it with any of the big purchases if they have that offer, that way it's not so much pressure on us at one time. Let's see. Oh, and these ones up here. So we're through student loan. Okay. So I missed pest control. and I don't want to write anything twice. And then my kids' withdraws. Hers isn't written. Okay. Then was there anything else I missed? Student loan. Okay. Okay. Everything's written. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the paycheck for the 12th. So we'll start right here and we're going to make this color, this greenish color. Hopefully, ew, it's not a greenish color. It's okay. I didn't want to dig out my good highlighters. All right. So first thing is first, we have our Lowe's payment, which I believe is like 145. We'll do subscriptions after the fact. Bay is 85. Ashley, um, it obviously has not told us what the minimum payment is, but we want to pay 150 a month at minimum. The loan is 160. My American Express card, that is our current debt focus, but I think the minimum payment is 60. Insurance is 150. Pest control is 41. My kids. And I do want to move, I'm going to move my daughter's. Let's move hers to 24th since they did take it out a little early this time. Um, and these are just their basic $25 withdrawals that we do monthly for them. It goes into their account. We don't typically touch the money or anything, and then we obviously we save for them. I manually put money in other ways as well. Okay, where do we stop? We stopped Owen and then Charlotte. So we just need to look at the subscriptions now. So the subscriptions for this pay period, we have Paramount and Netflix, I think is 17, Prime is 15, and that's it. So $45 in subscriptions for this pay period. And then everything else starts at the next pay period. Okay, so then those don't matter. So let's add this up. So you can see very much off balance here. But I do automatically pull half my mortgage, which I did not add in. So let's go back up here and we'll do 625. So we will add the 625 to that. And now we are at 1511. Ew. Sometimes these pins erase great and sometimes they don't. Okay, so you'll see we're still definitely off balance, but if we take the 2866 from this pay period and we subtract the 977 that we have, we're at 1889. So we still have about 300 or so dollars. Typically, personally, I like for our bills to stay around 1700, but I know with the addition of our Ashley bill that we are going to do now, that probably will be closer to 1800. So when we get closer to this pay period, what I'll actually do is I'll look at this and see how much more, or I'll just do it as part of my cash planning where I will plan to add in that money into our bills binder. So now let's look at our third paycheck. We're going to do this pink color, which actually will put us into April. I don't know if I have my April calendar set up. Let me see if I even know where it is. Okay, I don't have my bills written on it, but we can at least figure out the paydays. And it looks like, so he got paid on the 26th. So not the 2nd, but the 9th. So the 9th will be a payday for April and the 23rd. So let's look at everything up until the 9th and we can go ahead and fill that in. So subscriptions through the 9th would be, it should be the same as this. So we have the HBO, Disney, Apple, and Kindle through the 9th. Yes, so the 38 will be the same. And then student loan. Our flex line and our cell phone, which our cell phone, hopefully they'll fix it. Our cell phone bill is supposed to be $125, but for the last 2 cycles, they have forgotten to give me my credit for my phone. We traded in our old phones when we got our new phones for basically free. So for the past 2 months, they forgot to give me my credit on my line, but they gave the credit to my husband's. So we've paid $25 extra the last 2 pay periods. I did get a message that they said that they will be adding a credit on our account on the 4th, which is after the payment takes out for February. So, which is why I still put the 150 here, because I'm anticipating I'll have to pay. So I'm wondering, I don't know. So I'm going to leave that blank for right now because I don't know. We're going to leave utilities blank because I don't know. And then we will have Capital One, which will be 150. We'll have our City Card, which will be 150. Capital Two, which is 105, and then mortgage, we will be putting the other part of our mortgage for April, which actually our mortgage did go up. So the whole escrow shortage thing, our escrow account ended up being short, I think it was like $150. And it says our payment can either go up $12 or we can pay the $150. Full transparency, I want to pay the $150 just so we keep our mortgage payment at $12.25 instead of, I think it was going up 13 actually, instead of it being 12.38 because that's just a weird number. But full transparency, am I going to remember to do that? I don't know. So it would be 613, not 600. So just in case I forget, I'm going to write 613. So either when I look at this, it'll remind me because you have to pay it by a certain date. It'll remind me to do that. Okay, so then let's add all of this up. I will just use these totals as estimates, and I will asterisk them because obviously they will change once those amounts get in. So okay, so we're at 2,037. So I do want to pull, I will be wanting to add some money from the previous pay period to help balance all these numbers out. Because as you can see, we have a 2,800, a 1,500, and a 2,000. Like it's just all off balance. But I will say this 150 right here, oh no, not that 150. Where's Ashley? Where'd it go? So this pay period might actually be even cheaper because I'm pretty sure I already have, like, I've been putting money aside for our new furniture. So this payment probably won't even come out of the paycheck. It's just on here to remind myself to pay it. So I'll probably pull money from like I said, we've been putting money away for this, which will make this pay period even cheaper. So I can probably pay like our utilities or our big flex loan payment, flex line, whatever you call it, pay that during this pay period too. So that I think is it for our breakdown. That's how I figure out our bills. And then, like I said, as far as the paycheck breakdowns, once my husband's paycheck, he gets paid, which what's today? Today's Wednesday. So he actually gets paid tomorrow. And his check, once I can see what the amount is, I will go through and I will fill all this in. And then I will decide how much we are going to leave in the bank, how much I'm going to pull out for cash, and then we will do our cash planning and cash stuffing after the fact. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys being here so much. Please consider subscribing if you're not. We are just around 400 subscribers, which is so amazing, and I just want to keep growing this channel. Um, like I said, I do plan to start trying to be a little bit more consistent with my posting, maybe get on a little bit of a schedule. So stick around for that. Like the video for me, leave me a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.